He figured out that children aren't a responsibility, they're a paycheck, so he had 17 of them, collected £25,000 a year in benefits, and then set his own house on fire. Mick Philpott was born in Derby, England, in 1956. He fathered 17 children with multiple women. He never held a steady job. He discovered that children were not a responsibility, but a revenue stream. The British welfare system paid per child. At his peak, he collected £25,000 per year, tax-free. On the Jeremy Kyle Show in 2007, he listed his children like inventory. 3 with his first wife, 2 with another, 5 with Mered, 4 with Lisa, 2 on the way, 15 children. He said it the way a farmer counts cattle. He was dubbed Britain's biggest scrounger. Philpott was 19 when he met Kim Hill. She was 15. He beat her with a pool cue. He broke her arm and fractured her kneecap with a hammer. He shot her in the groin with a crossbow because her dress was too short. In July 1978, she sent a breakup letter. He went absent without leave from the army. He broke into her home and stabbed her 27 times. He stabbed her mother 11 times. Both survived. Philpott said, "I've done a good job on her." He was convicted of attempted murder. Sentence, 7.5 years. Served 3 years and 2 months. While serving his sentence, Philpott wrote Kim letters. He expressed remorse. He apologized. He proposed marriage. The same man who stabbed her 27 times wanted her to be his wife. Kim did not respond. She is still receiving counseling 4 decades later. She later said, "Do not say no to Mick Philpott. He doesn't understand the word." The parole board released him early for good behavior. He had learned nothing. He had only learned to wait. Kim's physical wounds healed. Her psychological damage did not. Philpott moved on to the next woman. After release in 1986, Philpott married Pamela Loxley. They had 3 children. He was abusive. Pamela was too afraid to report him. She knew what happened to Kim. In 1993, Philpott, then 37, began a relationship with 14-year-old Heather Kehoe. Pamela left. Heather ran away from her parents. On her 16th birthday, they had 2 sons. Philpott beat her for not having a girl. He taught his sons to be violent toward her. He held a knife to her throat. Heather climbed a fence and escaped. She regained custody after a long court battle. In 2000, Philpott met 19-year-old Mered Duffy. She was a single mother escaping abuse. He became her guardian angel. Then he began a relationship with Lisa Willis, a 16-year-old orphan and single mother. Philpott married Mered in 2003. Lisa was the bridesmaid. He lived with both women in a 3-bedroom council house, 11 children. Both women worked. Philpott stayed home, collecting their wages and benefits. He requested a larger house. The council said no. He went back to the media. A documentary showed him living in a garden. Philpott asked Mered to divorce him 3 times so he could marry Lisa. In 2010, police cautioned him for slapping Mered and dragging her by her hair. He hit Lisa with wood. He threw hot coffee at her. In February 2012, Lisa told Mered she was taking her 5 children swimming. Instead, she moved in with her sister. That was the only way to leave without confrontation. Philpott was enraged. A custody hearing was approaching. He needed those children for benefit payments. 3 months later, he made a plan with Mered and Paul Mosley. The plan was simple: burn down the house with the children inside. Philpott would rescue them and become the hero. The court would see a loving father. He would win custody of Lisa's children. The benefits would continue. The council would give him a larger house. The arson was scheduled for the day before the custody hearing. May 11th, 2012. At 4 a.m., Mosley poured petrol through the mail slot. Someone lit it. The fire reached 500 degrees Celsius within minutes. The upstairs bedrooms became furnaces. The ladder for the fake rescue sat unused in the backyard. 6 children died. Jade was 10, intelligent and well-regarded. John was 9, cheerful and always smiling. Jack was 7, the quietest sibling. Jesse was 6, loud and loving. Jaden was 5, shy and bashful. He loved cuddles. Dwayne was 13, Mered's son from a previous relationship. He was the protector of his younger siblings. He died in the hospital 2 days later. The other 5 died at the scene. Smoke inhalation. Philpott stood outside watching. At the morgue, he put a police officer in a headlock. He flirted with a female officer. He invited her to his hotel. Police hid a recording device in Philpott's hotel room. On the tape, he said, "It's my fault we lost our children." Then, You definitely sticking with the story. I didn't mean to do it. On my life. The recording captured Murad performing a sexual act on Paul Mosley while Philpott watched. Philpott said, "I'm proud of you, because you didn't want to do it." Petrol was found on all three suspects' clothes. On April 2, 2013, all three were convicted of manslaughter. Philpott received life with a minimum of 15 years. Murad and Mosley received 17 years each. Murad was released in November 2020 after serving half her sentence. She was given a new identity. A convoy transported her to a halfway house. Paul Mosley was released in May 2021. He returned to prison in 2022 for breaching parole, but was released again in November 2023. Philpott remains in prison. Psychologist Glenn Wilson called him a clinical psychopath. Kim Hill's warning still echoes. Do not say no to Mick Philpott. He does not understand the word. 6 children died because their father wanted a larger house. He said he didn't mean to do it. He bought the petrol anyway.